Okay. Right view. If we have right view, we will find the right way and we will reach the right wisdom. As we know that we have three levels of wisdom. If we think that we have only one level of wisdom, then it make us think that the wisdom is only that. The second wisdom to think about that if we make ourselves stick with those two levels of wisdom, then we cannot go further to the right view, the right wisdom, the third level of wisdom. Okay, my name is Chayanon, and we see in once month. So we will start with the Noble Eightfold Path, which is one of the the Four Noble Truths. We have suffering, then we have the cause of suffering, and we have the cessation of suffering. And this is the Noble Eightfold Path, is the way or the path to go to the cessation of suffering. We start with precept, observe precept. Before observe precept, we have give and forgive is very basic before we go into precept. Give and forgive. Then we observe precept. Observing precept start with right speech, right action, right livelihood. Right speech, not to tell lie. Right action, not to kill, not to steal, not to do adultery. And right livelihood. If we have those things, then we earn our living by the right way. This is the 5 precepts. Normally, we have many precepts in detail, but in general, in many religions have 5 precepts. When we observe precept, then we go to meditate. To meditate, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. This is the way we practice meditation. If we do the right one, the right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration, then we will reach the right wisdom, which is the right view, the right thought. If we do that, it generates thought that we have the right view and we have the right thought. Let's talk about the 3 levels of wisdom. The first level of wisdom resulting from study, knowledge that is learned from others through our seeing, through our hearing, through our smelling, tasting, and touching, the feeling of touching, to collect information into the knowledge space. As we know that we were born with the blank brain, so we must learn everything since we were born to learn how to live our life, learn how to grow up in the society that we all ours. So we will find everything around us, learn how to eat, learn how to go to school, to learn knowledge in a variety of subjects. And when we work, we learn how to work, learn how to work with our colleagues. And now we have internet, we have all information floating around in internet. So we try to get those information into our knowledge base. Just bring it in your knowledge base. This is the first level of wisdom. So if we stick with the first level of knowledge, of wisdom, we will have a full house of knowledge. And without think more or analyze it, we will be the kind of, I would say it's kind of slave of the information. It can be right, it can be wrong, it can be fake news. So the second level of wisdom is resulting from reflection, knowledge that is thought out. We take the results from first level, take the result from first level. We have a lot of information in our knowledge base, and try to think about that, which is reasonable, it is fake news. Try to judge and collect those data and try to judge, by imagining, by think, by analyze, by criticize, and do the research, then we formulate hypotheses and theories in working. You know, hypothesis and theory comes from what? Comes from your thought, your imagination. Suppose we require 10 facts to set up something, but suppose we have only 5 facts. What about another 5 facts? We don't know. So we imagine that, hey, it may be that way, or it may be that way. Analyze, criticize, and do the research to support the idea and set hypothesis and theory. So later on, when we know more facts, we used to have 5 facts. If we have 2 facts more, that theory may not be working. So we have to change theory from time to time when we know more facts. So we come to the 3rd level of wisdom, resulting from mental development, knowledge that is gained by development or practice. This kind of wisdom, this level of wisdom, to reach this level, the first 2 levels must be stopped. Stop collecting information to your knowledge base, because no reason to use that. Stop thinking, stop setting theory or hypothesis, because if we think we were running around in the endless loop, it should be that way. No. No, round and round and round. You cannot reach the fact. To reach this level of the wisdom, we have to stop. We have to stop searching for information. We have to stop thinking. We have to stop analyzing or whatever. Only still your mind and stop thinking. When you reach a certain level of stillness, it automatically works by itself without knowledge base, without the theory or thinking system that you have. If I compare to today internet, we have cloud to keep our information. When we work in our computer and we send to keep our information, keep our file in the cloud. All information, all files in the cloud, let's say, and when we need it, we gotta have our internet, we have Wi-Fi to reach the cloud server. Same thing as third level of wisdom. We have to stop all the things and still our mind, tune up our mind to that frequency, to a certain frequency or to a certain dimension. When our mind reach that, we can access all facts. Same thing, if all information are stored in the cloud. We have to have our Wi-Fi, or we have the internet to connect to the cloud to retrieve those information, those files. This third level of wisdom work this way. Stop thinking, still the mind, and tune up your mind to a certain level, to a certain frequency, or to a certain dimension. Then you can access all truth. So I conclude this once again. Right view, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood. So right speech, right action, right livelihood is observing precept. And we practice meditation with right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. Then we reach the right view, the right thought, the right wisdom. Suppose we believe that our wisdom have only two levels. Our view will believe that the wisdom only two levels. Then the next step, we will stick with those two levels. So we have to open our mind to be open-minded to accept the third level of wisdom. Then we can practice meditation and still our mind try to reach the third level of wisdom. Right view, right view. Is there any thin line drawing between right or wrong? Yes, there is a thin line between the right and wrong, but where it is, one person think that the line is here, but the other, the opposite opinion will say, oh, no, not here, it's there. So it's hard to find which is right or wrong, because right or wrong come from our like and dislike. Like and dislike lead to right or wrong. If we think that I like this one, I would say this one's right, that one's wrong. On the other hand, if I like that one, I would say that one is right, the old one is wrong. Because like and dislike, this prejudice. We apply that to judge what is right or wrong. Most of the time, we find that the one party is right. It's always the other's wrong. Two opposite opinions. If one think this way, the other will think that way. And we always say, I'm right, you're wrong. On the other party, we say, I'm right, you're wrong, all the time. Sometimes the belief of something is 50%. But when we use like or dislike, judge it is right or wrong, then we increase our belief to 90% or 100% and lower the other party down to 30%, 10%, or nothing. Especially in the things that have not been clearly proven, right or wrong, as subjective opinions, which often lurk with the individual biases. It's bias. Both of them have bias, especially in the world of internet. Everyone can express their opinion, and most of them confirm that their opinion is right. So be aware of that. Now, we start with observing precept and meditate. Right? Now, if we start with right view or right thought, this way, we start with right view. If we accept that we have third level of wisdom, if we start with right view, then we come to the right way, start with right speech, right action, right livelihood, and lead to the right wisdom by right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Especially the right concentration. If you believe this method of concentration, you will stick practicing with that. But if you believe the right concentration is there, is here, so we will have another way of practicing meditation. In conclusion, the first level of wisdom, we collect information into knowledge base through five senses. And the second level of wisdom is to think, to imagine, analyze, criticize, and research, then formulate hypothesis and theory. And nowadays, most people concentrate on those two levels. Most of them believe that the wisdom is only two levels. So everything will come from or have been done in the brain. So do a lot of research on the brain. It's hard to get the results, the right result, because the decision is made at the mind level. And the mind control the brain to control, the brain control every action, every part of the body. So the brain works like a operating system of the computer. The brain, the operating system control every part of the computer, including the communication with the cloud. Our mind control our brain. So whatever we see, whatever we hear, whatever we smell, whatever we touch to our five senses, it is collected by the brain and sent to the mind. And the mind will keep information and make decisions, command the brain to work. So if we believe that the brain make all decisions, maybe we come in the wrong way. And that's why we stick with those two levels of wisdom. The third level of wisdom resulting from mental development. We still our mind, stop thinking, and meditate to tune up our mind to a certain level, to a certain frequency, to a certain dimension, to access the truth. So whatever level of wisdom we perceive, we are interested in practicing in order to reach that level of wisdom. If we believe that we have only two levels of wisdom, then we stick with those two levels. And we don't search for the third level of wisdom. So if we start with right view, we will get to the right way. And then we go to our right wisdom in the end. Okay, that's it for the day. Hope it's useful for you. You know, no matter how much you believe in the concept, but it's there. It's the way that all Buddha and Arahanta used to reach used to attain the enlightenment. Thank you for listening.